All right, friends, let's get going. Who here was at Jason Abrams last week with me? I see a couple. Chris, Jill. I went back and reread my notes. One, I'm always trying to do two things at those, I'm always trying to be a student at those things, but also as, regional host, it's difficult to sometimes play all in. Have you put anything into action yet from last week? Have you, Chris? Come off of mute. I see you giggling. Come here.
Well, I was the one that asked a question about getting everyone back re-engaged coming into the office. And when Jason said, F them, I was like, oh, duly noted. Okay.
It was kind of an eye opener, huh?
I mean, yeah, it was always this, when you think of, recruiting, train, consult, and retain, it's part of the retain part, right? Keep. And I was looking at it from that aspect of, how do I keep these folks engaged? How do I get the fat middle to cap? How do I get the people who are scratching on that surface to get to that next level and break that ceiling and that plateau? And it was just one of those things where it was a little eye-opening. So I'm still a little torn, but I mean, standing on the shoulder of giants, he did it better than I have. So I mean, I guess there's got to be some validity there, right?
There has to be, and it was yeah, I have a lot of get back to the basics. If you weren't there with us, friends, he basically said, write down all the lists of things you're doing for lead gen, and then basically circle everything and cut it out if it's not working. So if you haven't gotten a deal from it in the last 3 months, circle it, look at it, and then delete something every quarter.
Consolidate two. Get rid of two, replace with what's working. Double down with what's working and replace two that's not.
I had the pleasure of being on a call with him with the top agent from our region when we were having we just needed a little hug from KWI. And Jason asked this agent a question about, is this lead gen working for you? And they said, well, I don't know. And he goes, okay, well, have you closed any deals from it? And they said, I don't know. He's like, so you're here to complain to me about a product you don't know, and you don't know? Know your numbers, friends. Know your numbers. All right, let's get going with our growth stuff. Thank you, Chris, for coming off of mute and always letting me pick on you. I love you so much. Tiffany was here, and then she left. She heard, are you coming back, Tiffany? Where'd you go? I'm just going to start sharing content. Oh, there you are. That always. Thanks. Time blocking 2:00 every Monday is okay. Give her. Let's get into the content. I am spicy today. It's Kevin's fault. The printer here decided to let me down, and he went by as I was having a salty moment with the printer. New month means new calendar, and it's so fresh and so clean. I will make sure there's a link on September that gets you to October. But we are light in these calls, friend. There's not a lot of people on. So next week, invite a friend, show them what we do. Put this in your office. If you're an ALC member, put it on in the office and invite friends in with you to do this stuff, because we have some good stuff for you this week. We are getting even deeper into relationships, and it's almost glitter season. I freaking hate glitter. It's crafting herpes. So here's my thing. And if you do Christmas cards, just like Jason said this week and Mark King and all, you do you, boo. But we are getting into the season where everybody's going to start mailing holiday cards. I personally won't open them if you can feel glitter. If you can feel glitter on them, I don't care. I'll shake them. I'll listen for a gift card, maybe. It's probably a business card or a magnet. But I do not waste my marketing dollars fighting for mantle space. So what I'm going to do is solidify connections, right, Tiffany? I see you looking. I hate the glitter.
I hear you. Well, I hate the glitter when it's 3 months later and I'm still vacuuming it up, just saying. Yeah.
Went out on a date with my husband, and I was like, if we didn't have a 7-year-old, I would be asking this a different way, but why are you covered in glitter? Why are you covered in glitter? And he was like, I was helping her clean up her room.
So when everybody zigs, though, you zag. So I don't send out Christmas cards. However, I do social media stuff, and I'll invite people to coffee, the ones that I that are on my top, right? So what are you doing instead? And with it being, with it being the last quarter, which we know that 15% of our business for 2024 needs to be in the books when we wake up on January 1st. Like 15% of your under contracts for 2024 should be on the books on January 1st when you open your eyes. So knowing that, instead of sending out those lovely glittery cards, what can you offer them, right? And that's where the playbook comes into
glitter.
Yeah,
we're done.
What's in the playbook? Personally, if I was, and I probably will do it anyway, just because I'm obnoxious like that. But like, if I were an agent in today's market right now, I would have already started my process of, so you're thinking of selling, not ready for your real estate agent to walk through the house, come to our pre-listing seminar where you learn X, Y, and Z. And then I would literally schedule it for the week between December 25th and January 1. Because what are people doing? They're cleaning up, they're thinking about goals, right? I would run one a week between December 26th all the way through probably February, honestly, Super Bowl, because I feel like the Super Bowl in New England wakes everybody up to real estate. I don't know what the correlation is, but there's some kind of correlation.
If our team doesn't get it together. Anyway,
my Cowboys are doing fine.
Oh, forget it. All right, on to the growth call content, friends. So Tiffany, what do you have going on for coaching?
They were my kid. That when I was a kid, I loved Cowboys. I still have love for them, but I don't have a team. Just, it's okay, New England.
What do you have? There's like, now we're really fighting. What do you have going on for our friends this month with your mini coaching sessions?
All right. So I started the mini coaching sessions about a month ago. I've done about 22 of them. 22.
Wow.
And I've solved problems and I've added people to coaches, because here's the deal. And sorry, I got late. They're either in your productivity coaching program, they're in breakthrough or fast track classes, or they're in mastery, right? You are either in those. And that's the story. When I'm talking to my coaching, you're either in productivity, and there's 3 levels of productivity. There's growth, launch, and excel. So productivity is not just for the new agent. Like, it's about solving problems. And then after that, should you go into breakthrough or should you go into mastery? How much money do you desire to make? If you don't have a coach, you're not going to hit it. Not personal. It's just the way it is. And I see somebody on here from Place. The coaching that Place has, there's coaching, is there not? Right? 100%. Coaching is important. So if you haven't signed up for a 15-minute coaching session, please do.
Do you have the link handy that we can pop in?
I can. I'll put it in the chat.
Awesome. Okay. Now for realsy, we are going to go to growth call content. If you have not figured out, this is meant to make you more human, more often with content, and not barf real estate 24/7 on your Facebook page. You've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. People do business with people they like. If people are finding you on social media, because they're looking at your Facebook and they're judging you. Are you friendly? Are you fun? Do you know your local community? That's what these posts are meant to do. One of the ways we've been doing this is by teaching them words people may not understand. Now, while this post may not be huge for engagement, what the agents of our region have been telling me is, Brooke, I get more DMs, that's direct message, sliding into DMs, about these posts, asking questions where things like, if we're talking about second mortgages or equity, and we're bringing people in who are the experts, they're getting DMs on these things, which, hey, take that. We have to get to a point where we've got to educate, right? We've got to educate the consumer and help them through this. So we are continuing, we are on S's. So that means you can go all the way backwards to A's and start if you need to. And then guess what? You could schedule the whole alphabet out. And there's one post a week gone, poof, in the wind. So we're talking about second mortgages. Who should you tag into this?
Homeowners.
Who else?
Their mortgage guy.
Your mortgage peeps, tag them. Ask them questions. Before you post this, call them and say, hey, I'm about to post about second mortgages. What do I need to know right now? And what can you add in if I tag you? Start the conversation with your lenders as well. So second mortgage, and it's always my favorite thing, looking at how they tell you how to say things. That's always my favorite part of the dictionary. I've got the Sun too now, Tiffany. What did you do? What did you send to me here in Nashua today?
Hey, man.
Okay, we haven't seen the Sun, so we don't know what it is. It's one of those.
The first time in Maine, we've seen the sun for like 7 days straight. So keep it to you. We're good.
Fine. On Wednesday, we are talking all about relaxing. If you were a leader and you were on the growth call or on a couple of our different things at KW, they've been talking about burnout a lot. We talked about it a lot at Mega Agent Camp. And if we're feeling it, other people are feeling it. So on Wednesday, we're going to talk about it. Life can get pretty hectic. Finding time to unplug and unwind is essential for our well-being. Yes, this nerd actually unplugs. Like, will shut phones, computers often do things. I know that sounds odd, but I do it. For some, it's escaping to the great outdoors. Not it, unless it's on a back deck of a bar. While others find solace in good books, do love a book, a bubble bath, yoga, Netflix binge, cup of tea. How do people recharge? How do you recharge? Put it in the chat. Tiffany, how do you recharge? I know exactly how you recharge, but
Right now I'm recharging with the lake in my backyard in my kayak, which
Yep.
will be going away soon.
Yep.
Bonfires.
How do you guys unwind, recharge your batteries? How do you plug in your own little external battery pack? What do you do?
Well, and here's something to think about that too, right? Lots of us worked when I worked Saturdays and Sundays. My thing was I took every Thursday was my day off and I took a half a day on Sunday. So you can take time off. Like now it's Saturdays. Like I have one coaching call at like 7 a.m. and then the rest of the day is mine. Don't even give me that look. You do things that you don't.
We're up anyway. Why wouldn't we do it, right? Like get it over with.
Well, if I do it at 7 a.m., then I have the rest of the day. Whereas if I do it at noon, it breaks up my day. So how can you plan that way, right? Like how can you batch up things? So even if you only take a half a day and you lay in a soothing bubble bath, or you read a good book, or you binge a good Netflix series, right?
And a good book doesn't mean a business book to make you think. Like go do fun. Like
I don't know what that is.
sparkly vampires, like whatever floats your boat when it comes to books.
I don't think I've ever read. Everybody put in the chat, what is your favorite non-business book that you've read? Because I don't think I've read one in like probably 10 years.
True Blood. That was my jam. True Blood. Read them all, never watched the series. Sookie Stackhouse. No business books. No business books. No self-help. No, like something fun, like a murder mystery.
Oh, that what she's talking about is how she runs her week. 137.
Oh, it's like no more books.
Yeah. Amber, you joined a book club. Is that not a great way to have a great conversation with people and build?
It is. Yeah, we decided to do like a Salem witch book for the month of October.
I love it.
So yeah, it is. We just started it up this month. It just started on Thursday, so once a month.
Kevin, I tried to read Green Lights. I listened to it. I couldn't get into it. Do I need to read it or is it a listening book? And did I just not go deep enough?
I listened to it. My wife read it. I like listening to it more than reading it.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, just because
And
it is done by
read it
him.
himself,
Read-
too. Yeah. All right. What else?
Best.
Andy Hill Mysteries. I love it.
Nobody else was a Sookie Stackhouse vampire? No? Okay. I have a lot of friends who enjoy murder podcasts, like in comedy podcasts, but there's got to be something to stop your brain. This morning, I had a thought that I couldn't let go of until I got to work and could write things down. And I was trying to re-listen to Fierce Conversations, and I re-listened to the same chapter over and over. And I said, enough. And I flipped over to a comedy podcast and finished my commute that way. Sometimes we just have to let our brains go to a place where we're not thinking and we're just listening,
100%.
especially while driving. So ask what your friends do. If you have friends that own spas or places, I saw Jill likes to go out for dinner. I do too. I love going out to dinner with my husband with no children to places that don't normally have children. It's wonderful. It's like the best thing ever. So tag those places in. Make sure you're asking questions in the comments. If Jill had put that on here, I would say, great, where was the last place you went and would recommend that I go with my husband, right? Have that conversation back and forth, tag places in. And don't forget to always use those hashtags.
Relax, don't do it. I wonder where you got that from. That's like my favorite. I saw that.
You guys, I'm sneaky with the hashtags. You have to watch me. You have to watch me.
I love that one.
It's not my best one. There was one that cracked me up where I fell off my chair. Anyway, this or that Thursday, we are so close to trick or treat. I don't buy my candy until the day before. You know why? I eat all the candy. I have to hide it. I should lock it up. And I go down to Restaurant Depot and I buy boxes and boxes of full-size candy because I'm that neighbor. So with Halloween right around the corner, ask your people, what are they doing? They might not even remember how close Halloween is. Maybe they don't have kids in their neighborhood. Maybe they live in an area where it just doesn't exist anymore. But do you give full size or mini candy bars? Ain't no shame in the game, no matter which way you go. So what do? Do you give out full size or do you give out minis for a plethora of little noms? You can have different flavors. Yes, I knew I like Lady Lane. I know I like her for that.
What I love about the full size is you get to see the same kids come in 7 different costumes so that they can get a full size. And then you find out who their parents are and tell them how wonderful their kids are and then talk about real estate.
Here's my big thing. I love just a little treat. So the minis, while I give out the big ones because I don't want to get egged or toilet papered on my house, I love the minis and I steal them out of my kids. There's a Reese's tax in our house.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Reese's tax. The other thing is, growing up, I lived on a very busy street. It was like basically a highway. So there were no trick-or-treaters. So if your parents drove you up the driveway and you knocked on my scary farm door, my dad usually gave money, cash. There was a couple smart kids in the area who knew my dad gave out cash, except for one year where they forgot it was Halloween and my mom gave out wrapped sponges.
Oh,
Because she just had to give something. She felt so bad. I was like, I would have said sorry. Like, we have nothing. We're all out. But that's so. Then here's the other thing. How many of you have participated in trunk or treats in the past? I love them. I love them. If you are going to participate in a trunk or treat, I urge you to have a coloring contest in which the parents have to submit a picture or a scan or drop off the coloring page at the market center, or a guess the candy amount. How many candy corns are in this thing, right? How many pumpkins, how many this? Do something that involves them winning a prize so that you have a reason to stay in don't just give something, right? We have to give something to get data back. So get a coloring page, do a coloring contest, then have all the other agents at the market center or your viewers on your Facebook vote on all the different coloring. Get your community involved. That's how you become a hyper local realtor, is by making sure that when you're putting things out and giving things, you're receiving data. And that's what you want. Go ahead, Lainey Lane.
So our market center, we do for the last 3 years, that's what we do. We do trunk or treat. So for us to be able, like individual agents, we had 400 kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So, and all the agents in 2 of our market centers, because my market center, we have 5 market centers in mine. So it'd be a little hard. I mean, we can capture information, but it's a little hard because what agent's going to capture it? You know what I mean?
do pre-registrations.
Mm-hmm.
No, we do pre-registrations,
And
but
hand them out.
Still,
I would find a different, you know what, I love that you guys do that for like PR for clients and stuff like that.
yeah,
I would find what's going on in town. I would be calling my Chamber of Commerce's. I would look at what other people are doing, if any of the high schools are hosting it, because sometimes like our big tech high school in Billerica does one, it's $5. All the kids in the different shops set up booths and they get vendors to participate.
yeah,
That's
like we get vendors, so maybe I need to go outside and do something with somebody else. Perfect.
Yep, I love that your market center does that for you guys because it's a way for you to get in front of your sphere and your clients. But if I'm trying to pull more people in, I'm
Yep.
going out. Like I'm finding other places that are having it and I'm finding it there so that I can add new, fresh people to my database. Use
Okay.
that one client touches, right? For your sphere.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah, all of us do the trunk or treat. We started it 3 years ago and it was like, we had like 85 the first year. It was like 130 the year after, and it was 400 last year. I mean, it's mental. And we do a huge, like we have a craft table, like with styrofoams to make, spiders and stuff like that. So we just do something for the community. We give back to the community, which is more our sphere, everybody's sphere.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
that's what
that.
we do. And we have our parking lot. We section off our parking lot. We have vendors that pay $150 if they want to come. And then we do a hot dog station and it's $5 for one hot dog. And if they want to get, and I'm the hot dog girl and cooking them. And then if they want a meal, it's $10 and they can get water and chips with it. And then we have a snow cone truck that they pay for that too, if they want that. So we have lots of stuff. We have one of our pest guys brings creepy crawlies in. He pays $150 to bring his stuff in
Don't
to bring
think-
for the kids. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, that's,
I would stay far away. We have music. I mean, it's fun.
I love that. So
Yeah.
take that and find another place that you can
Be a vendor.
new blood, right? Guys,
Okay.
I'm telling you, Chamber of Commerce usually knows everything that's going on. Speak to school boards and PTAs, find out what's going on at the schools. You must have people in your hyperloop. If you just put out a Facebook post and say, hey, who is doing a trunk or treat and needs more vendors? I did this a couple weeks ago, got 45 messages. 45 messages of places. Now, 4 or 5 of them were repeats from a couple different people, but I have 18 trunk or treats that we could talk about, right? Like, and what it costs to go and how many people they're expecting. Get out there and make it happen. Because this is how you're going to get fresh blood in. Fresh meat, if we're talking it like Halloween.
That's what I need. I need fresh blood in my database.
We all do. It's one of the laws, right? Of the database.
Eat it.
Beat it. All right, let's give something away. Tiffany, do you have our spinny thing on your end with all the
I
names?
do. I
All
do,
right,
I do.
I'm-
Are we ready?
We're giving away.
What are we
Yeah.
giving away?
We're going to give away the MREA playbook. So if you don't have one, this is your chance. And if not, and you do have one, do me a favor. Don't tell me. I want you to keep it. And I want you to gift it to someone in this world who could use it. Find someone who's a newer agent who's killing it, somebody who's doing your open houses. Get it and gift it if you already have it. Okay?
All right. And the winner is Jill Montoni.
Jill. Oh, I see you, Jill. Hello.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. See, don't tell me if you have it or not. Okay, I don't want to know. So do me a favor. Send me an email after at b.silva@kw.com so I can connect you with Cassie and we can get it out to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, stay on. I have to stop the recording.